So here we are again, back in the workshop for some Christmas tinkering, this time on a really interesting wee beast. So fairly obviously this is a Golf, but it's a Golf V5. So, the heart of the beast. Those that are not familiar might be wondering why it's a V5, because normally you see V6, V8, V10, V12, not odd numbers like 5. Well, this is a 5-cylinder vehicle, and it is sort of a V. So this is a Volkswagen VR engine, same as the VR6. So it's a single cylinder head, but there is a small offset between the two banks of cylinders, 3 on one side, 2 on the other. So it's basically a VR6 with a cylinder lobbed off, but it makes a glorious 5-cylinder noise like the old Audi Quattros. And what's most important is, this is a red 5, which means it's the twin cam 16 valve, no, 20 valve, it's a 20 valve, rather than the 10 valve of the earlier one, which didn't have the red 5. So quite a fruity little thing, actually. And yeah, quite the little sleeper. Very rare in this spec as well, because not only is it a 2-door, most of them were 4-door, it's also a manual. And again, most of them for some reason were 4-door automatics, which sort of spoils the fun a little bit. But yeah, what a thing. So this is in the garage, and we're going to get it up on the ramps so we can do a service on it. Just realised, a new car, it's about the same colour as the Bentley. Almost exactly. Right, let's get this thing up in the air and have a see what we're looking at. Look at that, 190,000 miles, and it's still got an under tray on it, which is fairly impressive. Albeit, I don't think it's the complete under tray. It's a little bit oily, but then it is the Volkswagen after all, as you can see here. Okay, so first job we're going to do is drop the oil filter, which is inside this. That's a 36mm. Unfortunately, the only 36mm we've got is on a 3/4 drive, so that looks a little bit overkill for the job, but it will do the job. And I think it's yeah, it's a 19 then for the sump, which the sump plug is just here on the back of the engine. Ignore the drop of coolant. There is a small coolant leak. We haven't figured out exactly where from. Somewhere up there, I suspect. And it looks like the oil leak is where the oil filter housing meets the block, which is a horrible job. So yeah, we're going to ignore that and just do a basic service on it for now. Interestingly, the next job to do on this car at some point in the future is this air pump. So this is a secondary air pump, and you can see it's broken its mounts completely. So it's flopping around and it doesn't function very well in the cold weather. So it's on its way out, keeps throwing an error message when it's cold. So yeah, that's another job, but not for today. First things first, let's drop the oil and do a cheeky service. Out your paws, making a drippy mess. Right, one of the things we're going to change is the sump plug. So this is the old one. As you can see, after 190,000 miles, it's pretty mullered. So good job we've got a nice fresh new one. So mullered, in fact, that I actually got it stuck on the socket. Once we got the sump plug out, I couldn't get the socket off, hence the screwdriver. We had to knock the sump plug back out of the socket. Whoops. Okay, we're going to do cabin filter as well, so let's have a see what state it's in. We don't know when this was last serviced, although we know it was relatively well cared for. Grim. So I've made a right old mess down here, but that's because there's a little 6mm Allen key in the bottom of here, which is supposed to allow you to drain the oil from the filter before you actually pull this whole assembly out. But unfortunately, that is rounded. So next time we do a service on this car, we're going to put a new one of these in. We don't have one in the kit we've got. But yeah, 36mm on the outside, but you should drain that 6mm Allen key first to avoid this sort of splattery, horrible mess. But the filter is now out. So give all that a clean, and then we start putting it back together. It's good to see the cabin filter is an original Volkswagen part, but the date code on this is 2011. So it's, well, at the moment it's 14 years. As of next week, it's 15 years old. But yeah, it's definitely seen better days. At least they use a proper OEM part. We're not. We're going to use pretty good quality aftermarket stuff, but yeah, that was definitely due a change. Okay, so we have the new oil filter ready to go in, but we can see the old one was definitely ready for a service. With all the bits of muck and gunk in there. Nothing, despite how it looks on the camera, nothing is really that shiny, so it doesn't look like there's any bearing material in this. It's just general gunk and nastiness, but yeah, that was definitely ready for a change. But it, all in all, looks like the engine is relatively healthy. Okay, time to talk things up. So sump plug is 30 Newton meters, which is just there. Very good. And then next, that is 25 plus 0 minus 5. Apparently for the spec, which is just on the side of it there. Just quite handy. That one's going to be interesting though, because the only thing I've got to tighten that up with is a breaker bar. What you doing?
Fuel filter.
Have you found it?
Yeah.
And it's where?
Above the ramp.
Well, that's handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So next job is the fuel filter, which is this little doomery here. You're going to make sure you get that in the right direction. And that is held into the chassis with a Jubilee clip, which you extract with, yeah, like that, apparently. Extreme prejudice, yes. Exactly what Dr. Nuff said. So that needs replacing. And now I've got to figure out how to get the connectors off, because I cannot remember how to get these little ferrules off either end. And there's like a squeeze in a certain place and they pop off. So time for some Googling. So the fuel filter job is going well. That would be the barb for the fuel filter still in the connector that is supposed to be attached to the car, not floating around on my desk. And there's the other half of the connector. So yeah, this is going well. That bit of silver you can see in there is basically that flange barb, whatever you call it, and this bit here, which should have slid out of this connector. So these little funny connectors, get into the light a bit more. We have a little bit here that you push in, and that's supposed to release this barb, but it's all locked solid. I suspect when it was installed last, it wasn't actually properly seated, and it's just got jammed in the position it's in, which is slightly annoying. So we have had to take the fuel line off the tank, which is this bit here, which has another one of those fittings on the top. We have cut that fitting out, and we're going to replace this with a regular fuel hose, because these are sort of like heat clamped over these barbs here. In fact, you can see the remains of one there. They're sort of heat shrunk over, and we don't have a kit to do that. So we have also noticed that this filter, or the other half of this bit of the filter, had written on it 2007. So yeah, that's been in there quite a long time. That's probably also why it won't come back out. So regularly change your filters, people. It stops these problems happening. Okay, that is the offending article cut from the car. And all the efforts to try and get this thing out, we also ended up slightly kinking this nylon line. So we decided to cut the other side of where that kink is, because when this is installed, the button you need to press to release it, not that it actually released in this instance, is here, which ends up being on top of the filter, so you can't get to the flipping thing anyway. So yeah, now all we've got to do is replumb it. You can see the issue. You see how long that barb's supposed to be, and how long it actually is. Oh dear. Okay, we finally have a solution. So we have a rubber fuel hose going up to the fuel pump, which is an in-tank pump. To get that on, we had to take the straps for the tank off. So luckily, they're not as bad as they look. So they came off okay. So we were able to lower the tank enough to get that new pipe in. Then we've been able to connect the filter back to its original bracket with a new Jubilee clip squidged around it. Last thing I've got to do is connect that bit of fuel hose there to the original pipe down there. It is not ideal, I know, but it is a means to an end for now until we can get maybe some OEM parts to replace it. A bit of a shame otherwise. But yeah, actually doesn't look too bad after lots of finagling. We're finally there. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work just to get to that point. But fingers crossed, we'll be able to actually get this car back off the lift. And we were worried it might be stuck here for a little while. Joy. That's now dripping. And again. So good. I'll need to bleed the system, so it might struggle a bit. Actually blows. Nice and tight. No drips. Woo. One out, one in. And that's it for today. It was meant to be more jobs, but the Golf was a little bit difficult today. We definitely went full 18 rounds with this one. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate.
Bye.